if I come live here? So waiting for myself. So I'm going to talk about my case today again, as I'm kind of scared here, very panic struck. Foul play in the building, on water pressure. I'm getting charged, and I don't know what it is. I don't even use much water. So this, and the day my father came here, the water pressure was like so good. And then all this, and right now I feel I'm losing my mind. I'm not able to settle down in myself. Twitching and things like that start to happen. Um, so all this, I don't know who is behind. Since Karachi it started, whether the cousin or someone else. I had an evil aunt, and this my mother's sister. Who knows who it is that has carried on this evil thing? Or my father's mother was like that. But recently my father came and he apologized. He said he's sorry about what his mother and sister had done to us. So there's no one to help. Like, it's a brutal, matlabi, selfish world. And I found out through a case I found fikri online that the principal, so there's some fraud and there's no honesty, like, so this also, just before I lay low here, scared, my eyes wide open, although I've just woken up. So this, and people coming here, Muslims, bothered about, without reasonable proof. I felt that UAE could help me financially, but the rest is not that good here. If we go out, like, I have calls and things, flirtatious people. मुझे अपनी इज्जत प्यारी है, like Indians, all that. So Pakistanis, don't know, there's a lot of prostitution. It just spoils the mood, right? There's no like cleanliness. In the out here, if you have money, you can keep maids and they are very clean and all this. So I'm laughing now, but I'll have to pay for it through my nose, complaining like this against UAE. So there will be no change. I've been calling God now too. God, please help me. Last night it was very disturbing to see. I realize now how foolish I was, and what a fool I was made of by the principal in her occupation, and all this dishonesty. Like I used to tell, I don't know, but what I'll become later, a man is worse than a devil. So I don't know, but having, I don't know what, graced by something that I wouldn't even take my father's inheritance ever. May that not, if he wants to give me something, he's been with it. I would not, if I get married, when I'm single and in this condition, I don't know. So another thing is that I don't know. They convinced me, my brothers here, that you deserve, because your case is genuine, so you deserve some government help, like they are helping the Emiratis financially. Excuse me. So otherwise, with my youngest brother, I said, look, yeah, you have to help me or something. I'm really sorry. So I was living with my sister and not paying rent. Then I left. I couldn't live there. So, your own thing is better. Otherwise, whoever comes to power corrupts. So that's why I had to go to a psychiatrist. I couldn't tell them what kind of voices, commotion. At that time, when I'm sitting up, I can't, I get all flustered, can't see what I'm going through. So here, piece by piece, and the doctors, well, of course, they won't come here on social media, try to, those, we don't have to. So in Karachi, I was like, you're a psychiatrist or social worker or something. Anyways, we're not that important people. But because as a person, I'm not important, but it's been hurting me, my private violation of my privacy. And then being deluded over the years, trusting in people. I don't know why I struck, like there was I took the principal as a mother figure in St. Joseph's College, but turns out that there's been a great dhoka, betrayal. People show what they are not. And so this is outstandingly shocking. My case, what else do I have to say today for my case? Yeah, the water thing, I've complained again. So, and kind of gone case, maybe, I don't know what they will do to me here, how they will kill me. My father's not well. He didn't seem well, very weak. He's also taking financial. Whether I will get weaker here, um, I don't know. It's really terrible. So calling out to God, the true one God. I was doing Hinduism. Like I'm getting these pictures and all that miraculous images coming up, but my heart is not opening to love. It's closed. It feels like very negative energy is coming through me. I have to struggle. I can't. So I pray and all this. Since childhood, this thing, there were hypocrites. Anyways, my father actually apologized. He said so, he was sorry. So, no, I think he meant it. And so that's it. No one, people don't apologize, very few people. I had this aunt of mine, she had an affair while married when we were in London. So she showed that it's not her fault or something, that I was the one at fault. the truth came out in front of her husband. She was cursing and thinking about she was cursing or abusing my father. Because my mother must have complained to her sister about her husband, and so when I came out of I would not have, if she had just waited for me to go inside my room, she could have cursed and abused my father. So my father was like very cool with her in London, told her she had come to visit us. She was an air hostess in Saudi Arabia, married, and was I don't know how they have the power. They took her because Saudi Arabian Airlines considered her a very beautiful woman. She was very beautiful, tall, and she had a height and all this. I mean, in the childhood time, for me, I didn't know at that time in London, like what was beauty and all this, right? I used to keep rough and tough in London jeans and anyway. So there was no thing of like what the late son put on me that you were jealous. I was not jealous. I was 7, 8, 9 years, 8, no, 9 years we came to Karachi. I was like 7, 8 years old when she came to London for a little while, visit her sister. So my uncle, she had an affair with my uncle. So I couldn't, I was, at least that much I knew that I was a very perceptive child in that loyalty to husband and all this. And it used to bother me. She used to come late in the night in my room. They would come, although my uncle, he's not, volume low discotheque, but as they would come, I could hear the car or something, maybe a slight late in the night from the discotheque. I don't know, maybe some music in the car, maybe not. Very like normal, low music, but since in the night time, in the winter or something like this, London, very quiet. So I could even hear the car coming through being in my bedroom, things like that. So I would pretend like I'm sleeping, and then one day she caught me. She said, "You're," because I didn't want to see her face at that time. She was married and she was having an affair. My uncle was a bachelor, so there's God knows what really hypocrites who don't care. Cruel, cruel hypocrites. So before that, my grandmother. So for that, my father has recently apologized. I told him just that your mother and your sister gave us problems. So he said sorry, but we didn't get any sorry like from the others. My this aunt, she had cancer. She died in the hospital, Aga Khan Hospital. I didn't get any sorry or anything. And from her sisters, I heard that she was calling out to Bibi Zainab. Right? I went to visit her in the hospitals, and she told me to take care of my mother. And I was like, yes. Like, But anyways, I don't know, wouldn't expect an apology now from her, or, like, I'm sorry what I did, or something like this. No, nothing. So even death, when it's coming to someone, they don't realize their mistakes. So there's a problem. Very cruel. I don't know what kind of people there are. So this is about Krishna and Radhe, image, maybe divine love. But my heart feels terribly closed here. So I was, even in Karachi, I was looking for someone who could not only financially help us, but, you know, in a way, go out of their way. This needs a lot of attention to help us. So then there were friends and people who would say if they don't come out, they don't uh, reach out for help. You know, I was kind of God would help me, and I didn't want to trouble others. I wouldn't even go to a alim. I didn't know how to talk, how to write a letter. I was forced because my friend's friend I met on Facebook told me there's an alim who is a PhD from Qom, so you can write. So I was cornered to write. I was like, how shall I? Assalamu alaikum, ya Sayyid. I mean Sayyid Saab, or he was Pakistani originally or something. Anyways, I wrote to him an email that this is my thing. He said, I can give you something, but you will not be able to do it. But anyways, he told me that I'm not supposed to do majlis, go to my, crying too much, azadari, any kind of a heavy thing, that I should not be commemorating Imam Hussein's Arba'in and all this. She said, like, go, like, dress up, put perfume, this, that. Be happy, don't worry. It was like, be happy, don't worry, things like that. Alim from Qum was telling me through the email. Now I got connected with him, with the reference recommended by a friend's friend in America. So this happened, and it's very taxing, this Islamic thing. I'm searching for the truth, some God, because the world, I don't know, they can be really terrible. I'm grateful for the financial help, but the other thing, any other thing that happens, makes me, it kind of puts me in a heavy, shocked state. I can't even write. I can't move at that time when there's some problem here. It takes time. So I had to message my brother that, can you write an email? I can't even write an email properly to complain. Don't know what I get very angry. So I've been saying, I hope you understand in all this. I want a better place, want to see God help the oppressed and all this. Seeing good people turn bad or like that, go crazy. So unfortunately, I prayed to God, I asked for signs. I got attached to the principal, and I didn't want to interfere in anyone's life anymore. I was already feeling very guilty. I couldn't let go of Miss Dissau when they separated me. I thought it was not a mutual way, not a proper way to do this, separate me from Miss Asteria Dissau. So I didn't agree to it. The doctor taught from America. So last night, again with the, you see, I felt that someone had made me go insane. So with the Fikri and Fikri case, because since 1982 they were saying, the Tawfiq Fikri and others, that Tawfiq's grandfather, Ibrahim Fikri, was insane now in 1982, since 1982. I don't know who made him go insane, what they're doing, what kind of jinns or what power they have. Maybe they wanted him to go insane at the age of 90, like they've done to me here. Hallucinations and all. Oh my God. So destiny favored my enemies, and then the Saima Peer, a friend of mine, became friends with Ali Tim. And she started to come and show her, she was at her peak in Dubai. She had her dream come true, things like that. So even in the religious thing, I've already mentioned this. So things where people can really act very well, very caring and all. But on the other hand, I realized, oh my God, her ego, she wants the upper hand somehow. Like giving her things about hijab. Look, Shia side is that we have examples of Bi Fatma Zahra. We can't take examples and all this. She made me feel so angry at, what is this, Queen Rania and all that she was using now. She's come to Dubai, she must have heard from someone about Queen Rania, that Queen Rania is promoting Islam. And she was telling me, like, this is the true Islam Queen Rania was promoting. So you can wear skirts and all this, about the hijab thing. So I was telling her, please understand that from my side, we cannot wear, like, I do wear skirts and all this, but what is wrong in my religion, in my school of thought, I cannot say it, make it right. I have to acknowledge that this is wrong. And one time when I acknowledge it, I could I acknowledged that this skirts and showing. Ismaili Imam, we were not. We were 12-verse Shias, right? So now I wanted to join 12-verse Ismaili Imam. I couldn't because of certain things like smoking and all. They don't allow their followers, murids, to smoke. It's haram. So I couldn't join the Ismaili Imam, His Highness Ah Khan, as we were from my mother's side, Ismailis before becoming Shia 12-verse. So I thought this is a very good, positive Islam that Imam has given it's a change now, and it's very positive. His daughter, princess, and all, they wear skirts and all. Anyways, but in our 12-verse Shias, Bibi Fatma Zahra was completely like in burqa, black abaya from head to toe. So I was telling this friend, trying to, and the thing came up. She started to say that hijab is debatable. Some people say, khamar doesn't mean that you cover the top head and then from top to cover your chest. I said, I wasn't, when I did Sunni Shia or any Quran only, wherever this person, Saima Pir, is coming from, it didn't make sense to me. The only thing that made sense to me, that fell into perspective, was Shia Islam. Then I contemplated on Ismaili. Then I said, since Allah brings, Islam is a very new religion, 1400 years ago only. So Allah has brought this modern, and so Imams can change some things in the Quran. Like before, they were supposed to wear a headscarf, maybe. But His Highness Aga Khan III removed this headscarf. So imams have the authority to change things. God has given them this authority, right? Like God gave authority. Now, no other prophet in the Quran it's not mentioned that the devils worked for him and all that. Suleiman, in his even the Bible says that in his kingdom, all this Jesus Christ says about him. So he had a very big kingdom given to him by God. So no other. So I felt that His Highness, you can now, even if if devils are helping His Highness Aga Khan, that means that a part of Suleiman is in, he's got the kingdom, and we were told our Imam Mahdi will be very rich. He will have the power of kingdom of Suleiman, Hazrat Suleiman. No one will, and other powers, spiritual powers, no one should be able to kill him unless with Allah's permission. So first he'll fight the Salafis and all the hypocrites of Islam, branch of Islam. Anyways, so that's why, what is the point? I've forgotten now. I was carried away with this. It was shocking to see how, so I didn't even agree to this, like I was telling Sayyid Yusuf Zedi, what is this? That the Imam had a problem here, Ismaili. So anyways, His Highness Aga Khan the third. I don't know how the Sunnis, how they decide with their, this is Sahih or the Quran only. So I just, but then we have, in Shias, we have this problem that I'll show you from Imam Jafar Sadiq's sons, we had problems. Who was the Imam? Oh God. So anyways, let me show you that His Highness Aga Khan the third removed, how the veil was, I don't know, but removed the head scarf. But that means that it has been there in the Quran. If he asked abolish the veil, hijab in the 20th century. Thank you, SmileyGnosis.com. You see here, why don't Ismaili women wear hijabs, veils? So I felt this was the continuity, like Allama Rashid Turabi had mentioned, Imam from Imam Ali, Hassan, Hussein, and all this. So this was a big blessing of Prophet Muhammad that I should not deprive myself of. The Imams of the time carried afterwards, carried on after the Prophet Muhammad's death, because he's the Prophet, he's the seal of the Prophets. Now we have Imams guiding us. And you see so many different schools of thought, even in Sunni, we have Maliki, Hanbali. Now, who is Maliki, Hanbal, Imam Hanbal, and all this? When we were told, we read in SM Law College, I was that Imam Jafar, I was told by when we were doing, I think, some jurisprudence or something, I don't know. But I was told by my lecturer in SM Law College, a lawyer, teacher, that Imam Hanafi also was a student of Imam Jafar Sadiq. The Imam Hanafi is it's kind of a low I don't know how the Sunnis take this imamat, but it's different from what the Shia imamat is. Shia imamat is chosen from God. So this imam is not the Sunni imam, They call them imams, like Imam Hanbali, but they're not chosen by God. So I followed the Imam Ali imamat. But then, yes, this problem that I had with the split in Shia Islam too. The veil for women is a tradition which precedes Islam, it says. So, sorry, I correct myself that in the Quran, the way even the 12 Shias say khamar and all this is a headscarf, it is not. The Ismailis don't believe in that interpretation of the Quran, the way the Shias interpret, 12 Shias. It is a tradition which precedes, is before Islam, and was introduced as a sign of respect of women and not of submission, i.e., against the concept that woman is an object of the society of men. Imam Shah Karim al-Husseini Agha Khan IV. The veil was not common in the Muslim empire until late. So that means even Bibi Fatima Zahra didn't veil herself. In what we are told was are lies by the 12 Shias. So what's this? The women, the Quran ayat. Anyways, women of the Prophet go into your houses and all. What's that? Surah Azab. I don't know about that, but anyways, this. So here we have, and I correct myself, what is Highness Agha Khan al-Husseini, Prince Karim Agha Khan, Shah Karim Agha Khan. The veil was not common in the Muslim Empire until late in the 10th century and was introduced to Muslims through their Persian conquest. In antiquity, only upper-class Assyrian women were required by law to wear veils, while slaves and servants were explicitly forbidden from veiling. Muslims initially adopted the veil to represent social status. Only later did the veil symbolize modesty. While the Islamic injunction to dress modestly has a wide range of interpretations, by the late 16th century, yashmak veil had become obligatory in the Ottoman Empire. It seems that Nizari Ismailis abolished the veil and hijab in the 12th century, and the same order was re-emphasized in the 20th century by the 48th Ismaili Imam. I appeal to you not to plunge people into whimsical matters, denying women human values. From now on, do not hide and cover women. Educate them. Do not pressure them, and do not marry except one wife. So Ismailis now, not even two wives. So this became rampant in Pakistan. That's why. The same as I have only one. Only one? Imam Hassan al-Dikrihi al-Salam, Spiritual Resurrection, in Shi'i Islam Introduction by S.J. Badakhshani, page. Okay. Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah, but didn't he have two wives? Anyways, now Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah, the 48th Imam of Shia Ismaili Muslims, completely abolished the veil for Ismaili women. I have always sought to encourage the emancipation and education of women. In my grandfather's and my father's time, the Ismailis were far ahead of any other Muslim sect in the matter of the abolition of the strict veil, even in extremely conservative countries. I'm just trying to, I can't find my very close, my eyes are hurting now. Can't find the close reading glasses, but I've got some glasses. I'm trying to, it doesn't zoom in. I've always, okay, so where did I finish? A sect in the matter of abolition of the strict veil, even in extremely conservative countries. I've absolutely abolished it. Nowadays, you will never find an Ismaili woman wearing the veil. Everywhere I have. So my friend was saying that in Canada, this she's hijab, she does hijab, and she's Ismaili. Maybe she's Bori or something. I don't know. Ismaili is this is a long time ago when Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah, long time ago, before the even what do you call it, partition of Indo-Pak, right? So Ismaili women do not wear the hijab. Everywhere I have always encouraged girls' schools, even in region where otherwise they were completely unknown. I say with pride that my Ismaili followers are, in this matter of social welfare, far in advance of any other Muslim sect. Thank God. Question. Your grandfather abolished the veil. Was it a revolutionary step when it did? Khan, it was a bold step, but more social than religious. Originally, the veil had nothing to do with Islam, and the veil was worn in pre-Islamic Arabia. The veil was initially what distinguished a free woman from a slave. The slave woman who was not wearing a veil could be bought or exchanged. The woman wearing the veil was not at the disposal of society. The veil has become no longer a symbol but folklore. Imam Shah Karim al-Husseini. So thank God if this Imam could save us when we were in London and I was wearing in my childhood. So this is in 1905, Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah gave guidance to his community in Zanzibar about how the veil of the heart would be better for them than the external burqa veil. So as early as 1905, in a firman during his second visit to Zanzibar, the Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah had stated, the external burqa veil is not for you, but better for you is a veil of the heart, dil. Have modesty in your heart. Fill your heart with modesty all the time. Up until now, this I saw in the Europeans, Londoners and all, in London, so much respect for me, this. My goodness, the modesty. They're very innocent people. They have so much to offer the world, like this. So please look at the lady and know that these Americans and very good people. They're very modest, very good people. Veil doesn't make you a better person. Up until now, and the heart, the heart's modesty is the best. Up until now, whenever possible, Nizari Ismaili Muslim women have indeed displayed their religious and cultural identities through their visibility and active involvement in economic, educational, social, and community activities. Not wearing the veil has been one of the markers of their Ismaili Muslim identity. Now I'm from UAE, so the thing is that if I can, it's okay if I have a scarf, then I can wear it's a tradition, Arab tradition, abaya and the scarf, shele. Sometimes, so I have to respect the tradition of my country. A second cause of our present apathy is the terrible position of Muslim women. There is absolutely nothing in Islam or the Quran or the example of the first 2 centuries to justify this terrible and cancerous growth that has for nearly 1,000 years eaten into the very vitals of Islamic society. The Abbasides borrowing from the practice of the wait. But Imam, then what is this? Right, in Surah Azab. Sorry, I have to be bold like this. Uh, Women of the Prophet, you are not like any other women. Yeah. So hi, women of the Prophet, go into your houses. Oh, wives are, oh God, you are not, it's not wives, it's again, Miss, right? 32, let me show you, Quran.com. Surah Azab, verse 32. It's not wives, it's women. It says, Ya Nisa, women, not wives, of the Prophet, you are not like anyone among the women. If you fear Allah, then do not be soft in speech, lest you should be moved with desire. Okay, this is about being soft in speech, but go into your houses and abide in your houses and stay in your houses. Buyut bait, and do not display yourselves like the display of the former times, ignorance, jahiliyat, and establish the prayer and give, and what else is there? Wishes to remove from you and bird. So, and stay in your houses. From Khadija, who was out and about, now the women of the, it's not wives, sorry. This means the Prophet's daughter is also involved in it. Should stay in her house. What is this? So maybe I haven't understood the import of the ayat or concepts. Here it says concepts or nisa. It doesn't say wives. Oh my goodness. It says women. See how many problems. So here this, now I'm a little bit sorry, I don't mean to be rude, but I wanted to be an Ismaili. I wanted to rejoin, but would Imam accept a criminal, sinner like me? Maddened. And I abuse, I don't want to. That is so terrible. But the thing is that it's not me. Certain things I don't want to do, and the God knows what the devil has gotten into me. This is like stay in your houses and do not display yourselves. It is khimar and khamar. So I'm really sorry. Anyhow, what is this? So you see, they could have, please, Imam, if you could explain the Quran ayat on my own sense is that if an individual wishes to associate publicly with a faith, that's the right of that individual to do that. Whether he's Christian, wow, wow, amazing. Allah, Prince, we're going to miss His Highness Prince Karim Al Husseini Agha. So there was my mother, my sister, my aunt's. She used to, a Smiley friend in St. Joseph's College, she used to call His Highness Agha Khan, Amara Prince Karim, Almas Auntie, Prince Karim. So that's why she was really good, a very good person. So we have really honest Ismailis I really do believe in Ismailis. I had a Ismaili friend in college for some time, and then she said she has to go to France. She has to go get married. She looked like Prince Ali's one wife. Um, so she was like a sister. She was so nice with me, so good. We just struck an understanding. I mean, there are some friends who have been with me since 20, 30 years. But you're like, there's an understanding. Like when I told her, can you be the council member? Can you go for the interview? She said, sure. And she didn't even say that, Zara, you're pushing me, or, you are such a brat. Why are you? I was like, can you take care of when you become the council member? Take care, because I want you to take care of the principal. I'm in this photography and my own thing. Things I can't stop, like singing and all that. So she said, she was very nice, very nice. Oof, very nice. Oh, sorry, oof is like oof, oof, wow, amazing. However, it should be clarified that even the contemporary Ismaili imams have discouraged Ismaili women from wearing the veil. So sorry, if any Muslim is going to now come here like that Salahuddin to invite me to fast with them and to hijab, follow their tradition, although I'm a UAE by nationality, not by, I was in Pakistan, so my habits and all, and my accent Pakistani. I just came here for a few, since it's been some years, but trying to get my health together, my own sense. So don't impose your religion on others, my own sense and your traditions on others. Because you see, I was born as I was brought up as a Pakistani. My mother, Khoja Sindhi, right? And even they, at that time when I was born and brought up, my grandaunt was practicing very scarf, like she wouldn't all the time wear, but when I had to take a picture, she just put that chiffon dupatta on her head. But everything else, she doesn't have full sleeves and all, right? So do not impose your religion on others. This is here by my own sense. Let me see here. However, it should be clarified that even though the contemporary Ismaili imams have discouraged Ismaili women from wearing the veil and have argued that the veil is no part of Islam in the spirit of pluralism, they acknowledge and uphold the right of those belonging to other interpretations of Islam to associate publicly with the faith. However, there should be no compulsion in such a matter. And even like inviting people to fast with you and all this, I'm not feeling well. So if you can do this with a person who's mentally challenged, comes with her cases here, how inconsiderate of you. My own sense is, it's a salutations to Imam Shah Karim al-Husseini Khan IV. He has introduced reforms and very good ones, I must say. My own sense is that if an individual wishes to associate publicly with a faith, that's the right of that individual to do that, whether he's a Christian or a Jew or a Muslim. That is, to me, something which is important. To go from there to an imposed process by forces in society, to me, is unacceptable. Okay, I have to take a break. Salutations, Imam. What a beautiful Imam he is.